possessed woman. On February 29th, 2016, a Spanish news site wrote reports on a disturbing roadside encounter. When translated, the article read, "Possessed woman walks through the streets of Culiacan." The article would then add that the incident took place
I'll be
in
out this shit. Fuck all that.
and the woman seen in the video is unidentified and possibly named Sophia. It would also mention that there are unconfirmed reports noting that she went to a psychiatric hospital but is not improving. The video in question shows footage from inside a car, and at first glance, the situation appears strange, but not threatening in any sense. It isn't until the vehicle approaches the woman where the tone starts to change, and what initially seems unsettling begins to feel deeply wrong.
Oh, hell no. What the fuck? That shit got me dead right there, my bad. He said no mamas. That shit got me dead.
In later clips, the woman is surrounded by authorities. By this point, several people are trying to calm her down, and the woman is seen licking and kissing a tree, seemingly unaware of the people around her. She later collapses to the ground, and the video ends. Now, the footage is very unnerving. Everything from the woman's screams to the way she stares blankly at the people. Almost immediately, people wanted to know what was really happening that night. The earliest theories aligned with the news reports, claiming this was a case of genuine demonic possession. There are videos online that allegedly depict real possessions. Comparing the two, their behaviors are similar. It's also noted being possessed can make you lose control, which would explain the woman's odd behavior. But when you look closer, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The people
that part looks kind of scary.
Appear unusually calm. Rather than panicking or attempting any kind of religious intervention, they could be heard reassuring her. Several voices calmly tell her that nothing is going to happen and that everything is okay. This detail is important. In Mexico, there are strong beliefs in spiritual possession, and the supernatural is still deeply rooted in many communities. A genuine belief that someone was possessed would likely result in some sort of prayer. None of that appears to happen in the footage. Instead, the people around the woman treat the situation as if they've seen it before, suggesting that those present may have known what was actually going on. One of the most common theories is that the woman was suffering from a serious mental health crisis. Some viewers speculated conditions such as psychosis or schizophrenia, pointing to her apparent detachment from reality. Another theory suggests the woman may have been under the influence of hard drugs. Looking at the exact area where the video was filmed, it's likely that someone living in the small district recognized the woman. In smaller neighborhoods, unusual behavior rarely goes unnoticed. This raises the possibility that the woman was already known locally for having mental health issues. It's also worth noting how the video first surfaced online. The earliest trace of this footage appears on a Spanish-language news site, where it was framed as a case of possession. In Mexico, videos involving the supernatural often generate a lot of attention. It's possible the footage was sent in by a local as a tip or submission, and later sensationalized by news outlets for money. Rather than possession, the video
that part scared. Like, what the fuck?
Because the footage is so obscure, provides very little context,
imagine her chasing you.
Became one of the most infamous pieces of disturbing footage to come out of Mexico.
On foot.
Unfortunately, because the woman was never officially identified, the truth behind what she was experiencing may never be confirmed. Jesus found moving in church. In August of 2016, a Spanish shock site known as Adimensional uploaded a video that would go on to disturb millions of viewers. Although the official Adimensional website is no longer active, archived versions preserved through the Wayback Machine reveal that it functions much like LiveLeak, but with a dedicated section focused on paranormal content. The footage in question was reportedly filmed inside the Chapel of Saltillo. According to Ivan Escamilla, the creator of the website in the video, the clip had been examined for weeks by more than 20 specialists, including priests, who allegedly found no proof that the video itself shows Ivan recording a statue of Jesus while slowly walking through the church. As he zooms in, he captures something that many viewers at the time believed was impossible to explain.
Oh yeah.
Now, how did the statue blink? The first theories came from
religious
looked
up and looked down.
This is such an incredible footage of our Lord Jesus Christ, showing us a sign that he is still present and aware. Many believed this was a sign from God, a warning to repent before it was too late. Some interpreted it as a signal that Jesus would soon return. In Christian belief, he is said to return to judge the living and the dead after certain signs occur, and for some viewers, this footage was confirmation of that. However, not everyone was convinced. Another user offered a far more skeptical explanation, writing, "It's called an animatronic. A couple of servos for the eyelids, and you got yourself a reason why people need to worship in your church." A group of netizens believed the statue had been altered electronically, suggesting the church staged the movement to appear gifted by God and draw in more attention, and possibly more donations. Unfortunately, church-related scams are not uncommon, with some pastors around the world
some churches
claiming
do be
powers
scamming
to
though,
manipulate
man.
followers. At first glance, this explanation seems plausible, but it quickly begins to fall apart
That's crazy
once
though.
the location
It's
of the
cool
footage is
if
examined.
that was like
the
real.
video was filmed in the chapel of Saltillo. After a quick search
Like
of the
without them
statue
moving it,
itself,
like,
it becomes clear
pushing
that
a
it
button.
could not realistically be an animatronic. Images of the statue taken off the wall and from very close angles show it's made of solid materials, primarily carved wood. Given its construction, hiding electronic mechanisms inside the statue would be extremely unlikely. Additionally, the church itself is highly respected in Mexico and holds significant historical importance. It's considered one of the most important religious landmarks in the region, making the idea of an elaborate scam even less likely. The last and most common theory was that the footage wasn't paranormal at all, but the result of deliberate editing, and that Ivan may have exaggerated or outright lied about experts examining the video. When you start looking into Ivan Escamilla, the creator of the website and the person who recorded the footage, several red flags begin to appear. Ivan is clearly skilled with technology. Not only did he run an entire shock site, but his LinkedIn profile also lists video editing as one of his services. With that in mind, viewers began re-examining the footage more closely. When the video is slowed down and the statue's eyes are analyzed frame by frame, a clear pattern emerges. As the eyes appear to close, they unnaturally shrink and expand again, behavior that closely resembles a filter rather than real movements. In the end, it's far more likely that Ivan orchestrated the entire stunt to draw attention to his website. Due to how heavily Ivan framed the footage, combined with how unsettling it looks, the video quickly became one of the most infamous
people know how to
paranormal clips of all time.
analyze real good, man. Back to the drawing board.
Demonic person outside car window. In early 2025, a disturbing video began circulating across horror repost pages. For the longest time, the story attached to this video was that a family was driving down a dark road, when out of nowhere, this figure appeared in front of their vehicle, forcing them to stop to avoid hitting it. According to the repost descriptions, the figure then slowly approached the car and
rip your limbs off or something.
The family inside.
You guys ever seen Inferno, that movie? When they're just like eating people?
This
do some shit like that.
Is undeniably disturbing. The way the figure stands completely still, locking eyes with the people in the car, is deeply unnerving.
That is creepy, bro.
Is how short the clip is.
Get that motherfucker eye jamming. I'm like, what's up with it?
Because of that, viewers were left asking the same questions. Where did this video actually come from, and who was the person standing outside the car? One of the initial theories read, "Based on the very feminine facial features, I think this is a female nocturnal species of Sasquatch." However, even entertaining that theory raises problems. Sasquatch are typically described as
why the eyes gotta be
creatures
so
that actively
red?
avoid human contact, which makes this direct, prolonged interaction difficult to explain. Another theory suggested that the figure was a witch or someone possessed, which could explain why it was standing in the middle of nowhere and its unsettling appearance. Some even speculated that the family didn't drive away because they feared supernatural consequences. This idea gained more traction after viewers noticed that the people in the car were speaking Indonesian. When translated,
Indonesia, there's a lot of scary things, like videos, like ghosts,
suggesting they were witnessing
spirits,
something
whatever that
Others
is.
dismissed it entirely, believing the figure was simply a disturbed individual, possibly under the influence of drugs. But these explanations ignore a crucial detail.
Drugs are not. Why the fuck
the car remain unnervingly calm. The windows are down, they continue filming, and no one reacts as if they're in danger. If you were driving through a remote area at night and encountered something like this, especially with children in the back seats, lowering the window down to interact with it would make little sense. Even more strangely, their immediate reaction is to record, not flee or call for authorities. A user would propose a theory that gives a far more realistic explanation. The video is from Indonesia. I think this is some kind of haunted house attraction where you stay inside your car. This explanation actually makes a lot of sense. Indonesia is well known for elaborate drive-through haunted houses, and there are numerous videos online showing nearly identical experiences. Actors approach vehicles and attempt to scare passengers while families record from inside their cars. If this video was filmed at one of those attractions,
where's everybody
it would
else
explain
at though?
everything. The calm demeanor of the adults, the decision to roll the window down, the filming, and even the parents telling the children to pray in order to make the experience feel more real. There are also videos online showing nearly identical makeup and costuming to the figure seen in the video. Unfortunately, the original upload has been lost, and without it, we'll likely never know the full truth behind what was happening.
Bro, that is creepy though. What the fuck?
Ghost in Funeral Home.
Oh,
On November 30th, 2010, a video would be uploaded to YouTube. The description reading, "A ghost appeared to us at the funeral home where we work."
I gotta see
this video is often described as one of the most convincing and disturbing paranormal encounters to ever come out of Mexico. But despite how often the video has been discussed and re-uploaded over the years, the original video itself has only accumulated around 73,000 views in over 15 years, and that was the last post the channel ever made. The video begins with the man explaining that he and his friend are working in a funeral home, as they just buried a man who unalived themselves, adding that now they were going to drink. It's not until after when he pans the camera to his friends and they catch something extremely disturbing.
Bueno, pues aquí estamos trabajando. Acabamos de ir a enterrar al chavo este que se ahorcó ayer. Y vamos a echarnos unas pinches cheves. Ok. Pobre güey, pobre güey. Drogadicto de su... Ay, hijo de su puta madre. Pasó algo para acá, güey, para las otras netas y mamás.
A small childlike figure goes past the window, and when they go to see who it is, there's no one there. The creator's sudden disappearance after this upload only deepened the mystery, sending viewers down a strange rabbit hole. Who was the figure they caught on camera? A commenter wrote, "I've always heard about ghosts in these places. They are not lying. Funeral homes could carry up to a dozen bodies. Because of this huge presence of death and emotion, many believe that every funeral home is haunted to some extent, with people online even documenting their experiences. Of course, the existence of similar videos doesn't mean the footage itself is genuine. The figure seen in the video could easily have been another worker moving through the building. It's also worth questioning why the person recording chose to document such a routine at work, especially given the circumstances he describes, leading viewers to suggest that the video was staged for views. However, that theory doesn't fully align with the channel. If the video was created for views, it's strange that it would be the last upload on the channel. While the channel has never posted again, it doesn't appear to be completely abandoned. Digging through the comment section reveals that the creator continued interacting with viewers for years after the upload. Yet, despite all the interaction, he never directly answered questions about whether the video was real or not.
I should probably possess them, I don't know.
My conclusion is that this was likely a stunt carried out by the creator. Not for views, but simply for a laugh. Documenting something so disturbing on such a tragic day feels out of place, especially considering he had never posted videos from work before. Looking back at his older uploads, most of them show lighthearted joking moments with his friends, which only makes this video feel even more out of character. It's possible this was originally meant as an inside joke between him and his friend.
That shit was fruitcake shit, dog.
That spiraled far beyond what he expected once horror repost pages got a hold of it.
Bro, that's crazy though. Like, that shit gotta be real though. What he saw, that shit gotta be real. Like, there's no way that shit ain't real. Like, that shit look real. You open the door, that shit's not there. Like, what? But anyways, man, let me know what you guys want to see, man. I'm out, man. Peace.